The Gaza Strip.
I don't know. Band-aids that stops bleeding, but like an Italian one?
Shiite and Sunni.
Oh, it's fine. I think the bathroom is free nowy. Right? No? Pass.
Ebola.
A deadly infectious disease
Wait for it.
that almost killed Rene Russo in 1995's Outbreak. Scary stuff.
Oh, I get it. He knows stuff because of movies. I thought we were just listing underrated things.
How did you ever learn anything that didn't have a summer blockbuster about it? How do you know basic math?
Evens are good guys, odds are bad guys. Division is war, multiplication are the sex scenes. The equations write themselves.
The Tea Party.
Modern political movement advocating looser gun laws, small government, and promoting fundamentalist Christian values.
Ellipses.
As depicted in 1984's classic Ghostbusters.
There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
Oh, you. Katie, hurt him. Hurt him with current events.
Ghostbusters, Daniel, is a film about scientists and occasionally another guy trapping ghosts in a box. There's no room for your politics in something so pure.
Ghostbusters, Michael, is about a group of guys taking a loan against a house to start a small business, all the while getting systematically screwed by the government. Who are the antagonists in both movies?
Marshmallow Godzilla and the god in the figure skater outfit.
Vigo the Carpathian and hate slime.
Not the supernatural ones, the human antagonists. In the first movie, it's the EPA inspector, and in the second film in the franchise, they had to add more villains because they always do. And so it was the judge, the mayor, and his assistant. All high-ranking government officials, all terrible people, literally ushering evil into New York, simultaneously tying up our good guys in bureaucratic red tape.
Yeah, but the EPA inspector is right. He sees an untested waste storage facility, and he wants to know if there's any environmental hazards associated with it, and there totally are. So he shuts it down. That's what we want our EPA inspectors to do.
I'm sorry, are you arguing against the Ghostbusters now?
I'm arguing for government oversight.
In a make-believe haunted New York.
Wherever freedom rings, baby. The point is, you can't just walk around with these weapons that can blink out all of existence if they want and not expect the government to want to know more about that shit. But the Busters are like, Jesus, stop breathing down my neck, big brother.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Yeah, and we love them for it. They're our good guys, the only ones getting shit done in a city full of scum. In both movies, the spirits only come to New York in the first place because it's so seedy and crappy. It's a modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah.
It's Gamera. I actually haven't seen Godzilla vs. Sodomy. That sounds awesome.
Oh my gosh! In the first movie, Ron Jeremy is an extra. And I mean, he's supposed to be like an average New Yorker.
And the worst offenders are the government officials who let it all happen.
You do your job, pencil neck. Don't tell me how to do mine.
At least the spirits are just trying to read some books in the library or eat their room service in peace. But the judge in Ghostbusters 2 takes 5 minutes out of a normal court proceeding to tell the Ghostbusters how much he f***ing hates them as people and everything they stand for.
But the mayor is on their side. He gives them carte blanche to save the city in the first movie.
But the only reason he agreed to let them G-bust in the first place is because they reminded him of all the votes that he could get if he didn't let Gozer the Destroyer kill everyone. And then we learn in GB2 that he sued the jumpsuits of the Jeezy Beezies, all because they destroyed one itty-bitty apartment building. I say, back off, Uncle Sam. Let my Busters ghost.
E.T., real genius, Flight of the Navigator. The government was the go-to bad guy in all 80s movies.
But the government isn't spooky or powerful in Ghostbusters. It's just some slapdick bullshit getting in the way of hardworking men creating jobs. When the G-Bags set up a fake construction crew in the middle of New York City and start digging into the sewer with no permits, the cops show up and they're like, hey, why? And we're supposed to hate the cops for that.
Why don't you let us work? We let you work.
Oh my god, Ecto-1 has running lights and sirens. They're trying to privatize an emergency service. That is crazy illegal in ways I should have noticed before right now.
Plus, they swagger around town in full combat gear with deadly weapons slung over their shoulders. They're OG open carry activists.
And then, of course, the mayor's assistant wants them off the streets. So, without trial or evaluation, he has them committed to an institution to be held indefinitely. That seems unfair, until you realize you just watched those same 4 assholes force a bunch of sentient beings into permanent prison without trial because it was inconvenient to have them around. The Dustbusters didn't build a trap for spirits, label it waste containment unit, so they could eventually rehabilitate wayward souls. No, these movies only see imprisonment from one perspective. Get the scum off the streets permanently.
Oh, in GB2, they saved the day by riding around on the Statue of Liberty. I mean, the symbol of American freedom and traditional values 20 years before the Tea Party ever existed. And the Statue of Liberty breaks a hole in the roof of a hoity-toity art museum curated by an effeminate foreigner.
You know, they were holding misspelled anti-immigration signs. It'd basically be a live-action political cartoon.
Surprised you guys didn't know all this. You should keep up with current events. Stay informed.
Hey, whatever happened to Janine and Egon? I thought that was on lock after the first one.
Yeah, I don't know, but there was a scene where Janine zips Lewis into a jumpsuit and the name tag says Spangler and she has to brace herself against the wall. She's so turned on.
There's probably a deleted scene where it turns out they have different opinions on abortion rights.
That's sad. They're so worried about when life begins, they never really considered when it ends.
Do you think when they bust the ghosts that the ghosts go to hell? They're basically usurping God's judgment, right?
With lasers? Sure, God's fine with it.